Making cold calls as a real estate agent, it sucks. Let's be honest, nobody likes it. It's awkward, it's uncomfortable, and it's something that every single real estate agent dreads when they see it in their schedule. And in 2025, it's probably one of the worst ways you can spend your time. So today, I thought about talking about a better way to spend that time, a smarter, more leveraged way to get leads and grow your business without hating your life in the process. And the problem with making cold calls is that most of the time spent is often terrible. And take an example, you could make 80 calls in 4 hours, let's say, and then I think the average numbers is probably like 80 calls, 4 hours. You're probably going to get 2 leads out of that. Of course, many people get a lot more, many people get a lot less. So let's take that an example. And the problem here is also, obviously, you know, when you speak with them, what kind of temperature they are at. But the thing really when it comes to cold calling is that it's kind of like, you know, a lottery ticket. You're scraping lottery tickets, and the number on the paper, you have zero clue whatsoever. Like if they're interested in selling, if they're interested in buying, if they want to live in the apartment until they die, or if they just are in a need for a valuation. So there's like dialing strangers. It's not the best idea, and there's so many things that comes with it. It's very tough. It's very emotionally draining. It's something that every single agent probably dreads doing, and nobody likes it, as I mentioned before. And just me being honest here, speaking from my own experience, I've been there myself, especially in the beginning of my career. My first 1 to 2 months, I probably spent over 100 hours dialing strangers. I think I did it for 4 hours every single day. You know, I was new, I was hungry, I was very, eager to get myself out there. I just wanted to have some traction. I wanted to meet potential sellers. I wanted to pitch myself. I wanted to nail the client meeting. I wanted them to pick me. So then I just thought, okay, what's the best thing I can do here? I could pick up the phone, start dialing strangers, because nobody knew I existed, and I was fresh, out of school, and just wanted people to sell their apartment with me and getting that trust. And it's so tough. I just remember myself, I don't like the idea of picking up a phone and dialing strangers, even to this day, after almost 5 years being a real estate agent. And the big thing here is that it's very uncomfortable and it's very awkward. And I've had multiple times people telling me to never call again, like never call me, never call this number again. And, people, yelling at me over the phone, having very, very, unpleasant moments in that phone. So especially in Sweden, like it's a place where people love privacy, and it's maybe not in general the most outgoing place to be at. And I know there are very many places on earth where the situation is the same. And speaking with people over the phone that want to sell things to you, it's not, one of the highest priorities of people out there. Let's put it that. And that is why, there is such a better way out there to spend your time. And if we fast forward to today, have really been understanding the power of content. And there's so many benefits to it. But just to go back to the example here, if you compare, building a personal brand, using content instead of, using, dialing strangers, making cold calls, because the high leverage thing here that I've seen firsthand myself, and the thing that I really understand right now, is that content, it's such a much smarter way to spend your time. Just take an easy example here. Let's go back to, using 4 hours, dialing 80 persons, and just, getting 2 leads. So you're basically using 4 hours, you're, dialing 80 numbers. So let's say that you reach 80 people. But now, for example, let's say that you spend 4 hours, You craft content, you maybe craft content for the whole of the week. You're smart with your time, you use it in a very leveraged way, and then you post and you can reach 5,000 people, 10,000 people, 50,000 people or more. So like the return on spend, like the time spent, is so much higher because of just how media works in general. So this is something that I really have been understanding myself, and truly like seeing the absolute power of using content in the best way. And you sitting watching this basically is starting to understand and seeing content like as a business tool, and how many people you really can reach. So let's say you use 4 hours, and after a period of time when you have built your brand, like you are doing it in the right way, like you could reach every single seller in your area just through you posting one post. So for me, comparing like spending 4 hours prepping content, reaching 50,000 people, 50,000 potential sellers, buyers in your market, versus spending 4 hours dialing 80 strangers, you have no clue what the status is behind the number, etc. Like for me, it's such like a crystal clear path to which is the better way and which is the worst way. So this is like the core message that I just really wanted to spread across, and I just wish that is something that I would have known a lot sooner in my career. And the big benefit as well is that when you just calling strangers, like they're like it's like the whole reason why it's even called for cold outreach, it's because they are cold. The people you talk to, you have zero relationship whatsoever built up with them, meaning that it's a new interaction every single time. Versus if you use content in a smart way, in using leverage really in the best possible way, like you start to create this relationship with the sellers, with the buyers in your market. So over time you have built that trust. So the people in your area will, for each week and each month and each year that goes, they just become warmer and warmer, which means that you're operating from a place where you're getting warm leads, versus a lot of people that just spend their time new interactions, new strangers that they are dialing. So for me, like this is like such a big difference in the way you work. And from first hand, this is the smarter way working forward, using the power of content and seeing really like content and building a personal brand as a business tool in the way forward. And I'm not going to keep on rambling here for much more longer now, but I just hope that this is your sign to start using content, because the benefits is insane, and the life that you're going to get in the future is probably the things that you want. Building a personal brand, using content in the best possible way is probably going to get you the things that you want in your life as a real estate agent right now. And the thing here is really like, from my observation, like we're still kind of early on the ball here. There are many agents out there that use personal branding and use content, but using it in this kind of like new way, in the right way, I think you have a very big edge out there. And the problem is like, the longer you wait, the sooner your competitors is going to catch up, and the sooner they start to build their brand, the sooner, or let's say the faster you're going to get behind the 8 ball as well. So I think in the end of the day, like being top of mind, being the real estate agent in your market, that is the number one when it comes to content. It will give you this huge edge over everyone else. And really, like the way I see it is that the sooner you start, the sooner you win. And in my way, the absolute winners when it comes to real estate agents in the future are going to be the ones that dominate their own market when it comes to content. So really, it's up to you. You have an opportunity out there that, in my eyes, and from what I've known so far and learned in this business, is a huge opportunity to get ahead and really get everything you want in your life as a real estate agent. So if you have watched this video this far, I just wanted to thank you for spending this time with me. I do hope that you find these kind of videos valuable, and if that is the case, please send it forward to a fellow agent out there. that you think might find this valuable. It might be a colleague, it might be a friend of yours. You're the one to choose. And if you want to see more videos like this, please make sure to subscribe so we can see each other in the next one. And if you are curious about personal branding, learning more about these things as well, I actually have started a new email newsletter that you can just sign up for free down below. So I will keep sharing the best things I know when it comes to personal branding for real estate agents. So thank you for this one, and see you in the next one.